In this video, I'm going to show you guys how to fill out this form I-131 for all you DACA applicants who are wanting to fill out the I-131 travel application but really maybe have some questions. I'm going to go over the form with you guys, but remember, you always have to consult with an attorney to make sure that you are doing it right and make sure that you meet the requirements before doing so. And also, you got to make sure that once you go outside the US, if they give you this travel permit and you re-enter, we want to make sure that you come back safely. That's why it's important that you go over your entire status and your background with an attorney to make sure you do not have any issues coming back. So let's go over the form I-131. That is the only form you are filling out. And I'm going to add the link here in the description. So here is the form I-131. It's pretty simple to complete. And evidence that you need to submit is pretty much showing immigration the reason why you need to go outside of the US for either an emergency or to see a loved one you haven't seen for a long time, or see someone who is sick, like a family member or friend, preferably family member. Or also you want to go visit someone's cemetery who was a family member. So these are factors that I've used before and they have worked. So I'm going to show you how we fill out the form I-131. So first of all, in part one is pretty much your biographic information. You fill that out. And you can also fill out this form by using a black pen. You do not have to type in the information. And this form has to be mailed out to immigration. It cannot be filed online yet. All right, so page 2. On page 2, and this goes for everybody who has DACA and are filling out the Advance Parole. On page 2, you have to check the box where it says, I am applying for Advance Parole document, which is 1D. That's what you have to put there. The rest of the information you're going to skip. Do not fill anything out there. You're going to go to part 3. So once you check 1D, immediately go to part 3, number 1. So date of intended departure, I would put something, I would say about 5 months after you're going to file this application. So if you're filing it for the month of January, I would file it, I would ask that your intended departure date be sometime in June of this year. And the length of the trip, I usually add 14 days, but you can do 30 days if you want. 3A there, you're going to check no, because if you have had a deportation or removal or anything like that, then I wouldn't fill this out. And number 4, it says, have you ever been issued a reentry form or reentry permit? I would check a yes or no. Usually for my clients, it's usually a no. So I would skip all that. I would go to part 3, number 5. I would check that first box that you want your travel document to be mailed to the US address that you put on part 1. After you put 5, number 5, the first check, you're going to skip the rest of it. The rest of it really doesn't apply for you, because this I-131, not only do people with DACA fill this out, but other people, you have refugees, or you have people who are filing for re-entry, which is totally different from Advance Parole. That's why on a lot of these spaces, you're going to leave them blank because of that. For you who are a DACA and are filing for Advance Parole, you got to check 5, the first box, and skip everything. Now for 1A, part 4, there I would put, please see attached affidavit or attached letter. Part 5, you are going to leave that entirely blank, because that's for a re-entry permit. A re-entry permit is for residents, permanent residents, who need to travel abroad for longer than 6 months. Then you file for re-entry. So that doesn't apply to you guys. Next, you still skip all that. You go to part 7, and here I would check 1 trip. That's me personally. We only do 1 trip. And everything else you are going to skip. So you part 7, you're only filling out number 1. Everything else you skip. And last, you just go to page 5, the last page, and you sign, date, and phone number. And that's it. That's how easy this form I-131 is to complete. All you need to do is attach your evidence, the reason why you're leaving, and prove the relationship, like add birth certificates to show the relationship, and 2 passport photos, and the immigration fee, which is $5.75. You got to do 1 check. It's a personal check or a money order or cashier's check of $5.75. You mail it out to the correct place. You got to make sure, go in the other links and see if, where the address applies to you, depending on where you live. And that's all. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked it, please share it for others to know. Please like and comment as well. And keep following me for more information regarding these immigration processes.